Greetings, seekers of truth and understanding. Today we explore a universal human experience that touches the very core of our being, the spiritual meaning behind missing someone. This feeling, so common yet so profound, carries within it lessons that can transform our understanding of ourselves, our connections, and the very nature of existence. Missing someone is more than just a longing for their physical presence. It's a complex tapestry of emotions, memories, and spiritual energies that interweave to create a unique experience for each of us. As we unravel this tapestry together, we'll discover hidden threads of wisdom that can guide us towards growth, healing, and a deeper connection with the divine essence that flows through all things. In this exploration, we'll journey through 4 key aspects of missing someone, each offering its own spiritual insights and practical wisdom. We'll begin by examining the nature of attachment and its role in our spiritual evolution. Then we'll delve into the concept of soul connections and how they manifest in our lives. We'll also explore the transformative power of absence and how it can lead to profound self-discovery. Finally, we'll discuss the spiritual practice of presence and how it can help us navigate the complex emotions of missing someone. As we begin, I invite you to bring to mind someone you miss deeply. Feel the emotions that arise, notice the thoughts that surface. This feeling, this longing is our starting point. It's a doorway to deeper understanding if we're willing to step through it with open hearts and curious minds. Let's start with the nature of attachment. When we miss someone, we're experiencing the pull of attachment. This isn't inherently negative. Attachment is a natural part of the human experience. It's how we form bonds, how we create connections that allow us to grow and learn. But attachment also carries within it the seeds of suffering. In many spiritual traditions, attachment is seen as a root cause of suffering. The Buddha taught that desire and attachment lead to dukkha, often translated as unsatisfactoriness or suffering. But this doesn't mean we should avoid attachments entirely. Instead, we're invited to examine our attachments, to understand their nature and how they shape our experience of reality. When you miss someone, you're feeling the tension between your attachment and the current reality of separation. This tension creates an opportunity for growth. It allows you to observe your mind to see how it creates stories and narratives around the absent person. Are you idealizing them? Are you focusing on the pain of separation rather than the joy of connection? By observing these mental patterns, you can begin to loosen the grip of attachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about the person you miss. Instead, you develop a more spacious relationship with your feelings. You can hold the missing and the love simultaneously without being overwhelmed by either. This process of observing and loosening attachment is a powerful spiritual practice. It teaches us about the impermanent nature of all things. People come and go in our lives. Circumstances change. By learning to hold our attachments lightly, we develop resilience and flexibility. We become more able to flow with the ever-changing river of life. Moreover, the experience of missing someone can be a gateway to understanding the concept of non-duality. When we miss someone, we feel separate from them. But on a deeper level, we're always connected. The very act of missing someone is a testament to the connection that exists beyond physical presence. Consider this: can you truly miss someone you're not connected to? The feeling of missing arises precisely because there is a connection, a bond that transcends physical proximity. In this way, missing someone can be seen as a reminder of our fundamental interconnectedness with all beings. As you navigate the experience of missing someone, try this practice. Sit quietly and bring the person to mind. Feel the longing, the missing. Now, gradually expand your awareness. Imagine that the love and connection you feel for this person extends outward, encompassing more and more beings. Can you feel how your capacity for connection, for love, is limitless? This practice can transform the potentially painful experience of missing someone into an opportunity for expanding your heart. It reminds us that love and connection are not limited resources. The more we give, the more we have to give. As we pause here, reflect on your own experience of attachment and missing. How has it shaped your spiritual journey? What has it taught you about the nature of love and connection? In our next segment, we'll explore the concept of soul connections and how they relate to the experience of missing someone. As we continue our exploration of the spiritual meaning behind missing someone, we turn our attention to the profound concept of soul connections. This idea, found in various spiritual traditions, suggests that certain relationships in our lives are not random but rather part of a greater cosmic design. When we miss someone deeply, it often points to a connection that goes beyond the physical or emotional realm. It's as if our very souls recognize each other, drawn together by an invisible force that transcends time and space. This recognition can manifest as an inexplicable sense of familiarity when we first meet someone, or as a persistent feeling of connection even when physically apart. These soul connections come in many forms. Some believe in the concept of soulmates, individuals destined to meet and form a deep bond. Others speak of soul groups or soul families, clusters of souls that incarnate together repeatedly to support each other's growth. Whatever form they take, these connections often leave an indelible mark on our lives, and when separated, we feel their absence acutely. The intensity of missing someone with whom we share a soul connection can be overwhelming. It's as if a part of ourselves is missing. This feeling isn't just emotional nostalgia, it's a recognition at the deepest level of our being that we are interconnected. It's a reminder of our true nature as spiritual beings having a human experience. But what purpose do these soul connections serve? From a spiritual perspective, they are catalysts for growth and evolution. Each connection offers unique opportunities for learning, healing, and expansion. When we miss someone, we're often missing the particular flavor of growth and growth that their presence brings into our lives. Consider the people you miss most deeply. What lessons have they brought into your life? What aspects of yourself have been awakened or challenged through your connection with them? The act of missing them can be an invitation to integrate these lessons more fully, to continue growing even in their absence. Moreover, the experience of missing a soul connection can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. In the space of absence, we often find reflections of ourselves. The qualities we miss in another are often qualities we need to develop or acknowledge within ourselves. In this way, missing someone becomes a mirror, showing us aspects of our own soul that need attention and nurturing. This understanding transforms the experience of missing someone from a passive state of longing to an active process of self-realization. Instead of simply waiting for reunion, we can use the energy of missing to fuel our own growth. We can ask ourselves, how can I embody the qualities I miss in this person? How can I bring more of their essence into my own life? The concept of soul connections also invites us to expand our understanding of time and space. From a spiritual perspective, true connection transcends physical proximity. When we miss someone, we're often caught up in the illusion of separation. But if we can shift our awareness, we might find that the essence of our connection is always present, regardless of physical distance. Try this the next time you're missing someone intensely. Close your eyes and tune into the feeling of connection you share with them. Can you sense their essence, their energy, even now? This practice can help us tap into the timeless, spaceless nature of true spiritual connection. Understanding soul connections also sheds light on why some absences affect us more deeply than others. It's not always about the length of time we've known someone or the amount of time we've spent together. It's about the depth and quality of the connection, the resonance between souls. As we conclude this segment, reflect on the soul connections in your life. Who are the people you miss most deeply? What have these connections taught you about yourself, about love, about the nature of existence itself? In our next segment, we'll explore how the experience of absence can be a powerful catalyst for spiritual transformation. In this segment, we delve into the transformative power of absence and how it can catalyze profound spiritual growth. The void left by someone we miss is not simply empty space, it's a crucible for transformation, a fertile ground where new aspects of ourselves can take root and flourish. When we miss someone, we often focus on what's lacking, on the hole left in our lives. But from a spiritual perspective, this absence is pregnant with possibility. It's an invitation to turn inward, to explore the contours of our own being that we might have overlooked when our attention was focused outward on the other person. This inward journey can be challenging. It requires us to sit with uncomfortable feelings, to face parts of ourselves we might have been avoiding. But it's in this discomfort that true growth occurs. The pain of missing someone can crack open our hearts, allowing light to enter places that were previously closed off. Consider how absence sharpens our awareness. When someone is constantly present in our lives, we might take them for granted, overlooking the subtle gifts they bring. But when they're gone, we suddenly become acutely aware of all the ways they enriched our lives. This heightened awareness is a gift. It allows us to appreciate not just the absent person, but all the relationships and experiences in our lives with fresh eyes. Moreover, absence creates space. In the busyness of relationships and daily life, we often lose touch with our own inner voice, our own desires and needs. The quiet left by someone's absence can allow us to hear ourselves more clearly. What dreams have you put aside? What aspects of yourself have you neglected? The experience of missing someone can be an opportunity to reconnect with these lost parts of yourself. There's a Zen saying you can never step in the same river twice. This wisdom applies to relationships as well. When we miss someone, we're often holding on to a memory, a fixed idea of who they were and who we were in relation to them. But life is constant change. The person you miss is changing, growing, evolving, and so are you. Can you allow the experience of missing to evolve as well? This perspective invites us to practice a form of presence, even in absence. Instead of fixating on memories or fantasies of reunion, can you be fully present with the experience of missing? Can you feel the longing in your body, observe the thoughts that arise without trying to change or escape them? This practice of presence can transform missing from a state of lack to one of fullness. Absence also teaches us about impermanence, a core principle in many spiritual traditions. Everything in life is transient, including our relationships. When we miss someone, we're confronting this truth directly. It's uncomfortable, even painful, but it's also an opportunity to develop equanimity, the ability to stay balanced and centered regardless of external circumstances. Consider this: if you knew that every interaction with someone might be your last, how would you approach your relationships? The experience of missing someone can inspire us to live more fully, to express our love and appreciation more freely, to be more present in all our connections. There's also a paradoxical truth that absence can sometimes bring us closer to someone's essence. When we're not distracted by someone's physical presence or the day-to-day mechanics of a relationship, we might connect more deeply with their spirit, with the core of who they are. This is why some people report feeling closer to loved ones who have passed away. The essence of the connection remains purified by absence. As we conclude this segment, I invite you to reframe your experience of missing someone. Instead of seeing it as something to endure or overcome, can you approach it as a spiritual practice? Can you allow the ache of absence to open your heart wider, to inspire you to live more fully, to connect more deeply with yourself and others? In our final segment, we'll explore practical ways to navigate the complex emotions of missing someone, integrating the spiritual insights we've discussed into daily life. In this final segment, we explore practical ways to integrate the spiritual insights we've gained into our daily experience of missing someone. The journey we've undertaken isn't just theoretical, it's a lived experience that can profoundly transform our relationship with ourselves, others, and the universe. One of the most powerful practices we can cultivate is mindfulness. When we miss someone, our minds often pull us into the past or push us into an imagined future. Mindfulness anchors us in the present moment, allowing us to experience our feelings fully without being overwhelmed by them. Try this when you notice yourself missing someone. Pause. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Observe the sensations in your body, the thoughts in your mind without judgment. This simple act can shift your relationship with the experience of missing. Another transformative practice is loving-kindness meditation. This involves sending thoughts of love and well-being not only to the person you miss but to yourself and all beings. Start by visualizing the person you miss. Send them thoughts of love, health, and happiness. Then extend these thoughts to yourself, acknowledging that you too deserve love and compassion. Gradually expand this circle of loving kindness to include all beings. This practice can help transmute the pain of missing into an expansive sense of connection with all of life. Journaling is another powerful tool for navigating the complex emotions of missing someone. Write freely about your feelings, memories, and insights. You might be surprised by what emerges. Often the act of putting our thoughts on paper can bring clarity and release. You might also try writing a letter to the person you miss, not to send, but as a way of expressing and processing your feelings. Ritual can also play a significant role in honoring our connections and processing our emotions. Create a small altar with objects that remind you of the person you miss. Light a candle, offer a prayer, or simply sit in quiet contemplation. This practice can help you feel connected to the person's essence, even in their physical absence. Remember, the goal isn't to stop missing someone or to numb the pain of separation. Instead, it's to find a way to hold these feelings with grace and to use them as a catalyst for spiritual growth. Can you allow yourself to feel the ache of missing while also remaining open to the beauty and joy present in each moment? It's also important to maintain a balance between honoring your connection with the absent person and remaining engaged with your present life. Cultivate gratitude for the relationships and experiences you have right now. This doesn't diminish your connection with the person you miss, rather, it expands your capacity for love and appreciation. As you navigate this journey, be patient and compassionate with yourself. Some days the missing will feel intense and overwhelming. Other days you might feel a sense of peace and acceptance. Both experiences are valid and part of the process. Trust in the ebb and flow of your emotions. Finally, consider how your experience of missing someone can inspire you to show up more fully in all your relationships. Let it remind you to express your love and appreciation freely. Let it motivate you to be more present, more compassionate, more authentic in all your interactions. As we conclude this exploration, remember that missing someone is not just a personal emotional experience, it's a doorway to deeper spiritual understanding. It teaches us about the nature of love, the impermanence of all things, and the profound interconnectedness of all beings. By approaching this experience with awareness and openness, we can transform the pain of separation into a powerful force for personal and spiritual growth. May your journey through missing be filled with profound insights, unexpected joys, and a deepening connection to the vast, loving presence that underlies all of existence. May you find peace in the midst of longing, and may your heart continue to expand, embracing both the pain and the beauty of this human experience.